The 1.6 patch comes, so I decide to start a new farm, and the one I like the most is the Four Corners farm. Day 1 I start clear little the farm. I start cutting some trees, plant my parsnips, and craft a chest to store my items. I go to Pierre's shop to buy more parsnip, and I start run around gathering as much forageables I can find. I find something that only a master of the 5 ways may enter. I don't know what is that, but I find some carrot seeds. So I go back to my farm and plant all the seeds I have. I start my day 2 by checking my mailbox, and I receive a mail for Willie to visit him because he got something for me. So I start watering my crops like usual, and when I finish I go to the beach to see Willie, and he give me bamboo pole. So I continue to go around and gather as much forageables I can find. I throw them in the box and I go down on my farm to break some copper's ores. And after I spend a lot of time to fishing on the mountain until my backpack is full with a lot of fish. And to finish the day I go back to my farm, sell all the fish I got, and plant some rice seed that I find in a treasure chest. I check the weather report on TV and it will be a raining day tomorrow, so I go to sleep. Day 3. It's a raining day and Clint visit me to give me the blueprint for furnace. I go and buy a training rod to be more easy to fishing, and I start fishing until I make the amount of gold I need to buy the fiberglass rod and some baits. After I go to the museum to donate some artifacts that I find in treasure chest. After I go to the mountains to continue the fishing until night. And in the end I go back to my farm, sell all the fish I got, and I go to bed to sleep. I got level 3 fishing. Day 4 I start by watering my crops and chop some trees to create a chest that I will place close to the river to store my fish when my back is full. Then I start fishing until 1 a.m. After all this fishing, I go back to my farm. I sold some fish and I passed out before I go to sleep. But my fishing now is level 5, and I choose the profession fisher. Now the fish's worth 25% more. Day 5, Marnie visit me and find a dog sitting outside of my farm. So I decide to adopt this dog and I name it Volf. I continue by harvest my parsnips, and I start cleaning my farm to prepare for the crops that I will buy soon. So I go to the Pierre's shop and I buy as much potato seeds I can. I go back to my farm to plant them and watering them. After I go to the cave and receive the rusty sword. And after I go to the mountain and I start fishing. I got the most valuable fish I have in the box, and I go to my farm to sell them. The day is done and I got level 1 farming. And with all the fish I sold, I got 3,360 gold. Day 6, when I wake up, I check my mailbox and I got cookies. After every time when you wake up you watering your crops. Time to chop some woods to craft a chest. I go to the cave and I create 1 furnace. I place the furnace and the box inside of the cave. I store my item in the chest to have space to start exploring the cave. On the 6th floor I find a small glow ring. And on the 7th floor I find a wood club. This is very helpful weapon for start. I reach the 10th floor and I go the leather boots. After I go out of the cave, I eat 1 fish to get energy and start fishing until midnight for money. I take all the fish I got, and I go back to my farm to sell them. Day 6 is done. I got level 1 mining and level 6 fishing. Day 7, I see a crow eating my crops, but I don't care, so I start like usual watering my crops. I check my mailbox and I got mail by Marlin to slay 10 slimes to become Adventurer Guild member. So I go to the mountain and I start fishing, but not all day because I want to go more deep in the cave. I put some copper to melt and I start exploring the cave. The first 5 floors that I go down, it was quite easy, not too much difficult to find the stairs. When I kill a slime, on the 15th floor I find a mining monthly book. so I read it. I continue to go more deep in the mine, and on the 18th floor I find a diamond. I successfully reach the 20th floor with 0 energy left, so I go back home, sell some fish, and I go to sleep. I got level to mining and level 1 combat. Day 8 I start by watering my crops, and after I go to Pierre's shop to upgrade my backpack, and I go back to my farm to chop some trees to craft a scarecrow. After I go to the mountain and I spent the rest of the day fishing. I go back to my farm and sell all the fish I catch, and I go to sleep. My fishing now is level 7. Day 9 I start by watering my plants, and I go to the cave. I start going more down and I reach level 25, and I see I was close to run out of energy, so I go out of the cave and start fishing. When I was fishing, I catch a river jelly, and when I have a good amount of fish, I go back to the cave. And this time he take me more time to find the stairs, but at the end I reach level 30 in the mines. I go back to my farm, I sell few stuffs, and I go to sleep. Now my mining is level 3. Day 10 I start by watering my crops. After I go to the blacksmith to upgrade my pickaxe. But today we have 10 and is the birthday of Vincent. So I go and give him a daffodil, and I think he like it a lot. Now that I don't have the pickaxe on me, I spend the rest of the day fishing around. I fishing until midnight, and after I go back to my farm. I sold all the fish and I go to sleep. The day 10 is done and I got 2,541 gold.